Denver. What a brutal start. Holy smoke. The Broncos start with the Chiefs, then Jacksonville, the Rams, the Niners, the Chargers, and the Seahawks. Some of this, well, let's start with their quarterback. We talked about the race to get back. Yeah. A lot of that conversation is about Patrick Mahomes. How about Bo Nix? This news that he had a second surgery. Will he be there for all of these games?
Yeah, the organization's not concerned about Bo Nix, despite the fact that he did undergo a second procedure on that ankle. It was just a cleanup. He was going to have it anyway. It got delayed because of the injury that he suffered in the divisional playoff game against Buffalo that prevented him from playing the AFC Championship game. But the organization is not concerned. He should be ready for training camp. He's going to be ready for Week 1 at Kansas City on Monday Night Football.
So, I mean, RC, I'm surprised. To me, the Broncos feel like a Super Bowl contender. I think if their quarterback is healthy, they were in the Super Bowl a year ago. DraftKings Sportsbook has them the third favorites in the division behind Kansas City and the Chargers. I know this is a brutal start, but what are you looking at?
Well, I think the first thing is look who the quarterbacks of those other two teams are. Right? People still don't put Bo Nix in that conversation, even with all the fourth quarter comebacks. The athleticism we saw from the quarterback position, we're looking at those other quarterbacks and Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert, and they hold them in a different esteem. And the other piece of this is this defense is not only Super Bowl caliber, it can go win you a Super Bowl. It almost put them there with Jarrett Stidham at the quarterback position last year. So this isn't a team that you could sleep on. This is the difference, though, between having the third place schedule last year and now having a first-place schedule when the way we look at this season started.
You've talked about that a lot last couple of days here. Yeah. That first-place schedule is a real thing, and you've lived it.
Absolutely. You're getting everybody's A game. There's no question about it. But I will say this, like with the Denver Broncos, they got a couple things working towards them. Number one, that trade for Jalen Waddle. I think Jalen Waddle is going to make a big difference in this offense because he brings an element that, quite honestly, was lacking with that offense, the explosive element, and then continuity. Like, some of these other teams, you know, coaches moved on. There's been changes, but you still got Sean Payton, Bo Nix. Like, that is such a big deal for a young quarterback, having that continuity as far as play calling and quarterback. So I think those things will work in his favor.
I'll say this, too. I mean, Mahomes is Mahomes. That's a whole other conversation. Bo Nix has won playoff games. Justin Herbert has not. Yeah. I happen to be a big Justin Herbert fan. That team never seems to be healthy by the time the season comes to an end. But at this point, Nix, Herbert, I don't know that it's such a one-sided conversation.
I don't believe it's a one-sided conversation, but everything in the Justin Herbert conversation is about potential. Right? It's about who he can be, what we've seen him do from an athleticism standpoint, from a measurable standpoint, the arm strength. With Bo Nix, what we saw last year was many times for 3 quarters, he wasn't the quarterback that you wanted, but he found ways to win along with Sean Payton. If we see more consistency out of him, this could be one of the best teams in the league again.
All right.
Okay. So, Ryan Clark pretty much has said what I've been saying about that the reason why people just doubt the Broncos is because of Bo Nix. They don't see him to be in that, you know, this great quarterback part of this team. They see it as a great team and then they're kind of like, yeah, and Bo Nix. But where I wholeheartedly disagree with Ryan Clark is, for the first 3 quarters, we didn't really see Bo Nix play great and then the fourth quarter he plays great. It's like, no, that was the offense as a whole. I don't put that all on the shoulders of Bo Nix. I 1000% do not put that on the shoulders of Bo Nix. Like a lot of my takes with Jalen Hurts last year, everyone's like, oh, Jalen Hurts was 0 for 12 in the second half or whatever. It's like, no, that was the offense. If you think that was all Jalen Hurts, you don't know what you're looking at. And it was the same thing with Bo Nix. Again, plenty of room for Bo Nix to improve and grow. Absolutely undeniably. It was his second year. But you know, I actually love right now that I do think with Jalen Waddle, Bo Nix will actually have a go-to target, a go-to security blanket. Like every quarterback needs that. Every quarterback needs that, and I don't feel like Bo Nix has necessarily had that throughout the course of his career. For whatever reason it may be, whether it's lack of trust in a specific target or whether, consistency issues, whatever it may be. But I do think Jalen Waddle becomes the defined target for him that I'm really, really, really excited to see. And I just think it's going to have an absolute snowball effect and really impact the offense as a whole, the run game, etc. Before I jump into it any further, please Denver Broncos fans, do not forget to subscribe and watch the full length of the video. When you guys do that, views go through the roof and subscribers go through the roof, and it really does make such an incredible difference. So please do consider that. It's one of the best ways to support this channel. Thank you so much. But okay. Now that we got that out of the way. The schedule. The first 6 games. Holy smokes. A lot of people are angry at me. A lot of people are angry at me because they don't think I'm taking the schedule serious enough. And I get it. I understand it. But if this is a Super Bowl winning team, because that is how I'm looking at the Denver Broncos. That is the level that they're at. You want to talk about the level of quarterback play or whatever. It's like I look at the Denver Broncos of like, are you a Super Bowl team? Yes or no? If you are, is this a tougher schedule? Sure, in the first 6 weeks, but like you're going to be super afraid of the Chiefs week 1. So, that's just week 1, right off the bat, week 1. Right? Week 1. Everyone's fresh, everyone's healthy. Everyone's ready to go. Week 1, of course, could be AZ. Right? You never want to take it too seriously week 1, no overreactions there, but still, it's week 1. You're healthy, ready to go. It's like if you can't beat the Chiefs week 1, then when can you beat the Chiefs? Tell me. So, it's like, okay, week 1, Chiefs, let's go. But it's against at Arrowhead. That's what I heard someone cry to me. Yeah, you're crying. I'm not going to say your name out loud. But you be crying. And he was like, we always struggle in Arrowhead. And I'm like, how long has Bo Nix and Sean Payton been here? What do you mean you always struggle in Arrowhead? I don't care what happened in 2010. Like I don't care about that. What are we talking about? It's just silly. It's nonsense. So, it's like, oh, we're in Arrowhead. It's like, oh my gosh, cry me a river. It's September. Weather is going to be beautiful. Everyone's going to feel great. Are you great or are you not? Are you ready to go? Yes or no? If you are, then get after it week 1. Plain and simple. It'll be Patrick Mahomes' first game coming off his injury or a backup quarterback. Either way, that is an advantage. So, prove that you could take advantage of it. Straight up. Jacksonville Jaguars, they beat you last year. Nobody was seeing them as this dominant gauntlet of a team. Nobody. Nobody. In fact, many people were saying they were going to be one and done. And so now playing Patrick Mahomes. First ever game and not first ever game post-injury. And then taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars at home is all of a sudden like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And again, I want to be clear. I know I'm a broken record, but it's like I think the Chiefs are going to be better. I actually really believe in the Jags, but it's just like I'm looking at it strictly through the Broncos. Are you Super Bowl contenders, yes or no? The Rams, absolutely. That's the game where I'm kind of like, okay. You had 2 tough games. Now you got to play the Rams. We'll see. But it's at home, Mile High. You're a tough, physical team, tough, physical defense. Get after that 49-year-old quarterback, Matthew Stafford. Get after it. Get after it. Show that Puka Nacua can't bully you. He can bully the lesser defenses, not you, not at home. Go do it. And then you're playing the 49ers. All of a sudden you're afraid of the San Francisco 49ers. All of a sudden this is the 2022 to 2023 San Francisco 49ers where everyone's afraid of them. That's the version of the 49ers that you're facing right now? That's news to me. And then the Chargers? Absolutely. Tough divisional game, and it'll be week 5, so now there's been plenty of room for everyone to kind of, get settled. It'll be an interesting game. And you know what? Okay, it was tough. You're in LA. It's LA. I love LA. I shouldn't say I love LA. I love Southern California. LA is awesome. LA is great. San Diego is better. But not exactly known for being the hardest place to play in, okay? It's not what LA is known for, so it's not that big of a deal. Also, the travel from San Francisco Bay Area to LA is literally nothing, especially since I assume they'll still be flying, they're not going to drive down the coast, so it'll be like a 25-second plane ride. So, that's literally nothing. By the time you get up, you're already on your way down. So, it's okay, no big deal there. And then, yeah, you're playing Seattle, but then again, you're playing at home. You're playing at home. So, and it's just one of those things where it's if you go 3-3, I'm just losing everything right now. 3-3, which is possible, it's okay, you just proved that you're a really competitive team, and that you were absolutely, positively in a position to win a Super Bowl, because think about it. All of these really competitive games, whether it's the Bills and the Chiefs in the playoffs, or, the Ravens and the Bills, and it's majority of the time, there are a lot more coin flips of games than not. Even a game like the Broncos versus the Bills, went into overtime, all that, it really is essentially a coin flip, right? You catch the ball, you win, you drop the ball, you lose. Same thing with the Bills versus I very rarely do you see a game like the Eagles versus Chiefs Super Bowl. That doesn't happen as commonly in the playoffs, but the Seahawks versus the Rams, these games are a lot more coin flips than we realize. So, even if you come out of this 3-3, you're you just proved that against which apparently the top teams in the NFL, you're right there with them. And if you come out now even higher, 4-2, it's just there you go. You are an absolute bona fide Super Bowl contender and a Super Bowl leading contender. You take down the Rams or something and it's yeah, you guys all said the Rams are the best team in the NFL and we just beat them. And then we went on the road and beat San Francisco. Okay, we dropped to Los Angeles. Can't wait for the rematch at home. You understand? So, you can get so tripped up by this. You can get so tripped up by this. And yeah, there's accumulation, cumulative fatigue. Right? But I don't know. And then what he was saying, I forget who said it now, where he said, oh, you're getting everyone's A game. That first place schedule. I think it's a little different. I think it's a little different. When you're Mahomes, and you're the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're Tom Brady, and the Patriots, or you're the Eagle, you won the Super Bowl and whatnot, you're getting everyone's best effort, sure. I see that 'cause people really want to beat you. They want to use you as the barometer. They want to prove that you're not as great. I feel I don't think the Broncos have that energy towards them. I think the Seattle Seahawks probably have that a bit. But maybe even the Patriots a little bit just to be see, you guys are bad. You only got there because of a good schedule or whatever, 'cause you had an easy schedule. But I don't get that sense that when the Jags play the Broncos or the 49ers play the Broncos, they're this is the number 1 team in the NFL last year in the NFC. We got to prove that we can beat up I don't see that, honestly. I don't feel that energy whatsoever. The Jags are hey, I know we if anything, the Jags are going to be I know we beat them good last year. That was last year. I don't care about last year. This is this year. This is a new year. Right? Like I guarantee you that's what they're going to be talking about. They're not going to be like, oh, we crushed them last time. We're going to do it again. They're going to be like, nope. Remember what we did last year? Forget about it. That was last year. That's what a good coach will do, and I believe that's what they would do. But Andy Reid's not like, come on, guys. We're going up against the Broncos. This team won the division last year. We got to prove that we're going to win the division this year. Like it's going to be a football game. It's going to like the sea. Chiefs are trying to right the ship, so they're just trying to give their best effort no matter who they play. And then again, the same thing with the Chargers. And then technically the Seahawks, you're supposed to give their best effort cause they're the one that won the Super Bowl. So, the whole idea of like you're getting everyone's best effort and it's a tough schedule, first place schedule, this that and the third. It's like, sure. If anything, more people are probably more hyped and more amped to play the Los Angeles Rams and give their best effort because they're the ones that theoretically have the best MO, the most momentum, they're the number one team to win and the number one best odds to win the Super Bowl. And as they pointed out, the Broncos are third. I think they're what? Third just to win the division. So, it's like yeah. Doesn't seem like you're even having that issue as well. If anything, you're probably going to have some teams that are going to overlook the Denver Broncos. So, don't buy into all the alarmist like mayday 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 mentality right now. I'm seeing a lot about that with the Denver Broncos, and it's like you know what, man? You're going to be okay. And if you're not, well then you weren't a good team. And if you want to blame the schedule for why you then came up short, that's on you. I can just promise you right now Sean Payton, Andy Reid, Bo Nix, Mahomes, Jalen, Josh, like none of them are like, the schedule wasn't fair. We had to play the Chiefs, the Jaguars, the Rams all in a row. That's why we didn't make the playoffs. That's why we didn't win the division. I don't even know. I can't even comprehend that. I can't even comprehend that. So, don't buy into it. Don't buy into it. But, those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Denver Broncos? 1. What do you think about Bo Nix not being a great quarterback relative to the other quarterbacks? And 2, what do you think about the schedule? The gauntlet of the first 6 games. Holy smokes, as Green has said. And 3, what do you think about everyone giving them the Denver Broncos their best shot? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. Snorts, and please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to. Something that we're all really excited to be part of. I think we're all on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.